Welcome to Mapkeys and TrailFiles, increasing your Creo drawing productivity. I'm Leonard Erickson, the Creo PDM Link Administrator for Cook Medical. Incorporating Mapkeys and TrailFiles ensures that you are able to adapt, conform, and implement regulations and standards on a large scale quickly. In the following example, we are going to create a second sheet inspection drawing. So here is the first sheet that requires updating. The title block currently is at the top of the sheet. It's going to be moved down to the bottom with the new title block. The bill of materials is a mess showing all of the PTC WM, and we're going to grab the text from the middle of the format. It's going to end up looking like this. The bill of materials has been updated. The legacy data from the format at the top has been replaced at the bottom left corner of both the first and second sheets. So here's a breakdown of the additional items that we are going to perform on the original first sheet. So the first thing I did was update an existing drawing manually, and I copied and pasted the legacy data into Notepad for retrieval into the new drawing once that's created. So here I'm just copying and pasting legacy data. I'm going to update the format to the new drawing format. Now I'm going to create a second sheet. Now I'm going to populate the new title block with the copied data from Notepad. Next we'll enter the change request log number. I'm just copying and pasting data here. And here I'm creating a parameter, a calibrations parameter, description, entering the value of the string. Now I'm going to clean up the drawing a little bit from all the excess stuff I don't need on the second sheet. And the manual update took me 6 minutes and 35 seconds. So the CAD department was moving along very smoothly until the word came down from above that we had 2,000 plus drawings to update like this. So the mood quickly changed. Manually updating those 2,000 drawings was going to take us 27 plus workdays. Manually converting the drawing gave me a roadmap on which I determined the action on the objects, the sequence of events, and which mouse picks would equal trail files. So let's take a look at creating trail files. We're going to create a trail file of a second sheet, copying text, and pasting text. Before you even fire up Creo, it's recommended that you create your folders in Windows prior to saving your files. Recommended that no spaces are in your folder or file names. Be sure to include the entire file path when retrieving and saving your files, and back out completely while you're in Creo when you're creating your trail file. Okay, so open up a new session of Creo and open up the part that you want to create a trail file of. And step through the steps. Here we're going to create a second sheet. We're going to get rid of the old sheet. We're going to select our table filter. Here's the magic. I'm able to draw a box around all the tables. Hit my delete key. Let's back out. Go back to General. Go to my sheet setup. We're going to bring in our new format. Here I'm going to bring in the entire file path where my format is located. I'm going to paste that. Let's remove all of the other old tables. Now I'm going to create a second sheet. Go back to my first sheet and now exit out of Creo. I can now go into Windows where my trail files are located, open up the last generated trail file and edit it with either Notepad or Notepad++. Here are the rules for editing trail files. So let's open up our Create Second Sheet trail file and begin editing it. We are going to keep the two-line header and select everything underneath that down to our first command. And there's our first command, Pro Command Drawing Page Setup. Let's delete everything prior to that. And now let's scroll all the way down to the bottom. There's our Close Main Dialog Current. Let's delete everything in there below. And there we have our first trail file to create our second sheet. Let's save that file as into one of the folders that we previously created. Let's give it a friendly name that we can remember. And there we've created a trail file. Next, let's create a trail file of copying the drawn by text and then pasting the drawn by text. So once again, I'm going to open a new session of Creo and open the drawing and zoom in. I'm going to select my table cell filter, draw a box around it, choose my properties, and I'm going to save that text. And I'm going to type in the entire file path to where I want to save that text. Then back out of the command, go back to General, zoom back out, go to my Layout tab, and then exit Creo completely. And here is the drawn by text file I just created. Fire up a new session of Creo, and now let's paste that drawn by text into the new format. So once again, I've opened up the drawing. I'm going to my filter again. Going to my properties, I'm going to retrieve that drawn by text utilizing the full file path, pasting that. And here I have the options of changing the font size if I need to at this time. I'm not going to. And there I've pasted my text. Let's back out of everything completely again and exit Creo. So now I've got 3 trail files. You saw me edit the second sheet trail. I did the same thing with the copy drawn by and the paste drawn by. So now I have a total of 3 trail files. Now I'm going to create 3 map keys to run those 3 trail files. Here are the recommended rules for naming and saving map keys. Let's create 4 map keys to pull up our trail files. Let's go to our map keys command. Let's create a new map key. First map key is to copy the drawn by text. So let's record it. Let's open up the trail file location. Let's type in the entire file path. I'm just going to copy and paste. From the location, there's our file name. Let's copy that name. Let's paste that in as well. Let's open it. Let's stop that one. And now let's create a new one to create the second sheet. And now let's record that keyboard command. It's also going to be to open up a trail file or play a trail file. Once again, give it the full file path. It ran that one. Let's create a third trail file now. Map key to paste the drawn by text into the new format. Once again, full file path. Now let's create a fourth map key that's going to run all 3 of those commands. So we're just going to enter the initial information, and then we'll just save this. We're going to save the changed into our config.pro. Next, we're going to open up our config.pro and edit that fourth map key, which is going to run all 3 of the single map keys. Open your config.pro where you saved your map keys. Creo saves it down at the bottom, and it's going to bunch them all together, so separate them so you can see each map key. And now we're going to copy our first map key, which is copy the drawn by text. And we're going to paste this into the map key, which is going to run all three of the map keys. So this is our nested map key. The format goes percentage, map key, then semicolon. Another percentage sign. We're going to copy the create second sheet map key. And then we're going to copy and paste the paste drawn by. So now we've created a nested map key. So let's bring that into session. And now let's run that map key. Let's open the drawing and let's see if it works. Open our map keys. There's our run all three. Let's run it. So it copied the text, it created the second sheet, and it pasted the text. Wonderful. It worked. Referring back to the beginning of the presentation, I needed to create a second inspection sheet drawing, and this is what my master map key looks like with all the nested map keys to make that happen. You can see I've got some friendly names in there for each map key so I can see what the master map key is doing. So I've associated that map key with an icon. Let's run it.
T-minus 17 seconds and count down. 15, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 8, start, 2, 1, boost ignition, and liftoff.
By utilizing map keys and TrailFiles, I have now reduced my time to 50 seconds per drawing, resulting in a 690% productivity increase. However, there's still room for improvement. It took 8 seconds to open the file, so the user would spend approximately 5 hours to open those files. So what if I could eliminate that 8-second user time and put all the drawings into one workspace or one working directory and convert all of them at once utilizing an import batch file with the map key.
Warp speed, Mr. Sulu.
Warp 2. Warp 3.
Steady as she goes.
Warp 4. Warp 5. Warp 6. Warp 7. Warp 8.
Sir, heat shields at maximum.
Warp 9. 9.2. 9.3.
We need breakaway speed.
9.5. 9.6. 9.7. 9.8. Really? Now it's so.
Utilizing an import batch file along with the map keys and TrailFiles, I was able to reduce the time to convert 2,000 drawings to 6.5 hours, an over 3,000% increase in productivity. Go ahead, take that vacation. You deserved it. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, you can contact me, Leonard Erickson, Creo Mapkeys at triad.rr.com.